Okay, so I wasn't planning to do a video about this, but I think it's helpful to understand the thought process here. So for the newsletter, the word or phrase is stamp, as in to stamp PR. So let me pull that up, right? Like, hey, can you stamp this? Can someone stamp this? Usually talking about a pull request. And so I was like, let me see if I can Google like an example, right? Is there another example out there in the open, or is this something I just made up? So the first thing I did was I Googled stamp a pull request. And if I just hit Command F and typed in stamp, and as you can see, nothing on this page has the word stamp in it besides my search. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to find anything. So then I typed in stamp a pull request approval, because typically a stamp here means approving a pull request. So again, same kind of thing. And voila, there's actually like one mention on Reddit. So let's go take a look. So this is in CS Career Questions, which is a great subreddit. There's a million members. So if you want to get some English practice and some programming, this is a great subreddit. So the post is, how do you review a pull request? And now we're just going to do the same thing. Look for stamp. Good strategy, blah, blah, blah. So most of my reviews are rubber stamps, right? So rubber stamps. I also like to think that, in fact, it does look like code, and then I rubber stamp it as long as the unit test passed. Do not rubber stamp, right? So I think here, I probably heard rubber stamp. To me, it makes me think of something called notarizing, which is like, let's say you have an official document and you need your signature verified, kind of like an official witness. You can go to like a bank and have it notarized, where they watch you sign it and they stamp it. You can see here, right? So anyways, so now, if we wanted to follow the train of thought, we could type in rubber stamp pull request and kind of see what comes up here. Boom. Okay, so now we're starting to get somewhere, right? Of going down this rabbit hole of, where does this phrase come from? What are some other examples out in the wild? Because again, when you're learning these things and acquiring this vocabulary into your own, dictionary, if you will, is you want to see it used in multiple contexts and in different ways, right? And so here, right, this is a great example, right? The dangers of rubber stamping a pull request. Blah, blah, blah. So it kind of explains it, right? And so, again, this is probably written by a native speaker. This is a phrase used by native speakers. There's a rubber stamped GitHub app. So yeah, like this is cool. I don't know, like I find this stuff fascinating. Yeah, I mean, there's another one here, command line, a CLI. Well, that's not very popular, but special request. Yeah. So not a ton of results. The other thing I like to do is I'll go to Twitter. And so what we can do is we can filter by language. So we'll say lang:"en, and then we'll type in stamp pull requests. And so we can do top and latest. And so again, I'm going to do the same thing. Now, the only thing we need to do is add an LGTM, right? Looks good to me, stamp, so we can print it out. Cool. So yeah, again, like this is a great way to find examples. And some people might not be, well, just kidding. I think he's a native speaker. Felix. Let's see. He's based in Chicago. Okay. Well, anyways, the point that I was trying to make is, you as a non-native see this, you learn this word, you learn this phrase, you adopt it into your vernacular, and you start using it, and you might show up on these tweets. Rubber stamp, right? So rubber stamp is probably more common. I'm kind of lazy, so I'm like stamp. I think a lot of people do that too. So anyways, that's my train of thought. That's kind of when I'm learning something new in Spanish, or maybe if I go back to learning Italian one day, this is a great technique that you can use thanks to the internet. So hopefully you enjoyed that stamp rabbit hole.